Hey everybody, it's Mike from Fishing the Mid-South, and today we are going to make some spinach dip that is supposed to be somewhat keto-friendly. So the first thing I'm going to do is not use artichokes in this because they are pretty high in carbs. So I'm going to make a double batch, but we're going to talk about the single batch numbers real quick. In our Parmesan cheese here, we're going to have 2 grams of carbs. We're going to have 4 grams of carbs from our mozzarella cheese. We're going to have 2 carbs from our cream cheese. I'm just showing the brands. Again, this is double batch, but I'm going by the single batch numbers. The garlic should have 0. Actually, 1 gram. Who knew? So 1 gram there. Our sour cream will have 8 grams of carbs. None in the mayonnaise. 3 will be from our spinach. 7 are going to come from our jalapenos. These are the diced hot Great Value, and I prefer the Great Value brand because they are not crunchy at all. And the same holds true for the diced green chilies. In this, I'm going to use hot as well. If you don't like hot food, I understand. This is not hot. It's got a little bit of spice to it. So you definitely, without it, it tastes pretty doggone bland. And then this is something I really like. Chipotle chili pepper from Great Value, again, Walmart. I can't imagine it has any carbs. So the total on that's actually going to be 29 carbs for a batch of this. But that's going to be 1 cream cheese, half a can of the jalapenos, half a can of the diced chilies, a half cup of sour cream, half a cup of mayonnaise, salt, pepper to taste, and a teaspoon or so of the garlic. And of course an 8-ounce pack of softened cream cheese, as well as, if I haven't already said, a cup of mozzarella cheese and 6 ounces of parmesan, finely shredded. So with that, I'll go ahead and get this mixed up and show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so I mentioned that I'm leaving the carbs or the artichokes out of this. 1 can of artichokes, which is what I would normally use, is about 9 grams of carbs, so that's why I'm leaving that out. Again, we're making a double batch, so that would be 2 cans of the artichokes, which is why I'm not doing it. So, we got in here right now is 2 softened blocks of cream cheese, 8 ounces each, and about a teaspoon of the garlic. And this is half and half. It's a cup of, so it's not half and half, sorry. It's a cup of mayonnaise and a cup of sour cream on top of each other. So just get that in there. I need to order myself a small rubber spatula. So that is that. Then I have drained the jalapenos. So normally I'd use a half a can of each. Drained the jalapenos and the chilies. Basically just took the lid off, pushed down a little bit, and drained them out that way. We'll throw a can of each of these in for the double batch. And I'll say at the tip, but I think everybody already knows it. When you take the lids off of these cans and you put them back inside the can, then they won't cut through your trash bag. Okay, so we got all that. I'll go ahead and add in 1 pack of the Parmesan. And the reason I'm going with just 1 right now is to try to keep things from spreading everywhere. Just push everything off of the paddle beater here. So your Parmesan and your mozzarella are going to be the two offenders in wanting to come out. We'll put in a little bit of time so that we can get it all incorporated in there and it doesn't take a leap over the edge. Okay. Take a healthy pinch of pepper, a healthy pinch of salt. Now, remembering that both mozzarella and Parmesan are going to have some salt of their own. I talked about this chipotle chili pepper stuff. It does not take a lot, so 3 or 4 dashes is all you need. And again, this is a double batch. Okay, so let's go ahead and just mix up a little bit more. Okay, what I have here is 2 cups of mozzarella. We're going to put 1 cup in here. That looks about right. And we'll pop the beater up one more time. Just kind of scrape down the sides. And the only thing missing now is our spinach. So you want to drain your spinach. And with spinach, you kind of have to press the moisture out. Doesn't like to drain all by itself, if you know what I mean. It tends to hold a lot of moisture in it even when it's just laying in the colander. So you squeeze it out to get as much juice out as you can. If you don't do that, it's not going to cause any real problems, except that you'll have more of a greenish tinge, or a lot more of a greenish tinge, to the white parts of the spinach dip. Now, remembering that this is a dip, you want to use it with something, you want to, whatever kind of keto crackers or chips, or no such thing as keto bread. Well, I guess there is, but anyway. We'll just let that mix. And we'll pop that up. As you can see, a lot of the spinach will get wrapped around the beater, and that's okay. You just get it off of there and give it a little quick mix by hand, just to make sure everything gets incorporated well. And by now you should have preheated your oven. I guess it's a good time to tell you that, to 350 degrees. And you're going to cook this until it's the cheese that we put on top is bubbly and golden brown and all that fun stuff. I would say about 30 minutes, but I am lousy with time, so work with it as you may. This is a 3-liter, which is almost a 9x13 pan. Apparently they decided to go metric to save a couple of bucks in the manufacturing process. And we'll take this off to get it out of our way. The remaining little bit here in the pan. And I hope this is on the screen. If not, it really isn't that important. And we'll, again, I just mix it by hand for just a second here, just to make sure that there won't be big clumps of anything. And then just roll it on over. And there was a little bit of cream cheese around the very bottom here that since the majority of this stuff is mostly cream cheese anyway. Not a big deal to have a little of it together. And then I mix it around a little bit when it's in the pan as well. Just kind of break things up. So there we go with that. And then we just want to push it around the sides. Probably should have sprayed it with vegetable oil beforehand, but it didn't, so you know. I've done it before that, it wasn't too bad. So get that all kind of mostly leveled out. And then we take that remaining cup of mozzarella and we just go over the top of it. I tend to get heavy-handed with the mozzarella, that's why I measured it this time, so I wouldn't. But if you do, it's better to put it in the dip than on top, because what you'll end up with on top is just a big glob of cheese that doesn't want to incorporate into the dip itself. So there we go, it's in the oven. See what it looks like in about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been in the oven about 28 minutes, and then I did a minute or two on high broiler to try to get a little bit of color on top. It could probably stay another 30 seconds or so, but that is what we have. Again, spinach dip could have artichokes in it if you wanted artichokes in it. And there it is. I already know how delicious it's going to be, so I'm not going to bother tasting it in front of you because that's just rude. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day.